Hey everybody, it's my week 2 update. I'm a couple days late, I think. I'm losing track of my weeks here. I see where people have trouble keeping up with their weeks because it's very complicated. But everything seems to be going pretty well. I started my pureed foods a little early, and I haven't really been eating pureed foods at all, really. I've just been eating like really soft things like I got some steelhead trout. I don't know if you guys have ever had steelhead trout, but it is delicious fish. It's kind of like salmon that is less salmony, if that makes any sense. But I broil mine for like 6 minutes under the broiler, and sometimes less if it's a thinner piece of fish, but I like it to be slightly undercooked, and it is just like the best fish I've ever had in my life. So if you like fish and you're looking for new fish or whatever, try steelhead trout if you can find it at your store, because it's real good. And let's see what else has been going on. I also made some deli meat roll-ups with some cheese, and those have been going down really well. I've tried roast beef, and I've tried turkey and ham, and I also have I guess I've tried all the meats, and chicken as well. So all of those go down really well. I just chew a lot, and all of those meats are like soft meats, so nothing's like hard cooked meat or whatever. And I've been eating deviled eggs as well. And those have been going down really well. The only problem that I'm having, I just realized that I wasn't eating any fiber. It's like I didn't think about that, but I've gotten pretty backed up, like number 2 wise. And I took some milk of magnesia. I've taken 2 doses of it so far, and it hasn't really done anything. I kind of made like a tiny poop today, and I wasn't I do not feel relieved. And it's starting to, I haven't pooped in basically like a week, and everything was fine, and I didn't feel ill until like yesterday. I just feel like full and heavy, and I haven't lost any weight. The scale hasn't moved in a few days, and I think that's probably why. I'm not concerned about like stalls, or I realize that everybody goes through like periodic stalls and all that stuff, so I wouldn't even call this a stall. I think it's just because I haven't gone number 2. And other than that, everything is going really well. Like my stomach doesn't hurt. I haven't had any nausea. Everything's pretty good, I do have trouble getting in all my liquid. And sometimes it's hard to get in all my protein. Like if I have a protein shake every day, I feel like I'm getting my protein in. Like I'm logging everything in Lose It, which is an app, kind of like MyFitnessPal, but I like Lose It better because you can see more information without paying for it. It's all free. You can upgrade to the premium service if you want to, but you see plenty of information on the free service. So you can track like all your macros on there and all that stuff. I do find occasionally that some of the calorie counts are off. So like when I went to TCBY the other day, which is a frozen yogurt place if you guys don't have one near you. And I got the like fat-free, no sugar added strawberry frozen yogurt, which according to TCBY, it's like 21 grams of carbs or something like that. And according to Lose It, it's only 16.5 grams per carbs and 4 grams of protein, but they showed it at 20 calories, which is like mathematically not possible. So some of the calorie counts may not be right, but I'm not really worried about calories so much as I'm worried about like protein and carbs and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to do is less than 20 carbs per day and more than 60 proteins per day. So those are my goals. But now that I'm having this like backed up problem, I'm gonna have to get more fiber in somehow. I don't really know if I should just rely on like smooth move tea and milk of magnesia, or if I should try to incorporate more vegetable content for a higher fiber content. I believe that eating a higher fiber diet from vegetable content would be healthier than relying on milk of magnesia medication and smooth move tea. Although I think smooth move tea is fine, but I try to follow a paleo diet most of the time, which I can tell you is much easier now that I have had this surgery, because before I was having so many like sweet cravings and fast food cravings, and now all that stuff is pretty much off limits to me. So like mentally, I guess I'm more able to eat paleo now than I ever have been before, so that's pretty nice. I guess what I eat more is primal, because I do eat cheese. A lot of paleo people do not eat cheese. But I feel like the paleo community would say that higher vegetable content would be healthier for your body than doing like milk of magnesia. Although smooth move tea, because it's a vegetable content, it comes from a plant like leaf, that's probably fine. Like tea is fine. So, but anyway, I'll see where this journey of doo-doo takes me, because right now it's just not going very well. I know a lot of people like bulletproof coffee. I might try that. I do have some MCT oil at home, and I have coffee at home, and I have butter, and I forget what else is in it. That might be it. It might be, I'll have to look up the recipe. It might be butter and coffee and MCT oil, which is, MCT oil is a coconut derivative. It's like medium chain triglyceride oil or something like that. So anyway, I might incorporate that into my diet, because that seems to be helping other people go number 2. I've been watching SJ's journey, and she says that works for her. And she, like me, I've never had a problem with constipation before. I always have had problem with more diarrhea than, like, if I was going to have a number 2 problem, it was diarrhea. And I'm, like, never been constipated. Other than a couple times when I was pregnant, I got a little backed up. But other than that, like, I don't ever have this problem. So this is kind of like new territory for me, and I've never not pooped for like a whole week. I've never, like, that's crazy. So I wondered at first, like, am I just eating such few calories that I'm not producing waste maybe, but now that like a whole week has gone by, like, I feel like backed up. Like, it's starting to affect me now. Before, like a few days ago, I was just fine. I was like, okay, like, I don't feel heavy, I don't feel bloated, I don't feel anything. Now I feel like heavy and bloated. So, and it's not time for my period yet, so it's got to be the number 2 problem. Anyway, so I will get some tea, and I will eat more vegetables, and I'm gonna make lentils. They're not paleo, but I'm gonna eat them anyway because they're high fiber. So, but I'm gonna make some lentil and spinach dal, or it might be dal. I don't know. It's an Indian dish. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it's delicious. And it's basically lentils and spinach and cumin and turmeric and onions, and then I might put some lamb in there. I'm not sure. I'll probably make it meat-free, actually, just because I'm eating the deli meats, and the lentils have protein in it as well, so that should be fine. I'll just have a protein shake. But anyway, hopefully the lentils will help the number 2 situation, and that's really the biggest thing going on in my life right now, is the number 2 situation. So yay, TMI. But everything else is going great, and I will give an update next week. And I will talk about my incisions quickly. All the scabs have come off now, and the glue's come off. Like, they use surgical glue to keep the incisions together, and no stitches or anything. So all the, like, everything's like scabbed over well, and then the scabs kind of peeled off with the glue. And the doctor told me I could start picking the glue off at 2 weeks, which was a couple days ago. So that's going really well. I think I'm going to have like very small little scars, so that's cool. And I've already lost several inches in my stomach. I haven't measured yet, but I can just tell by the way I look in the mirror and the way my clothes are fitting that like I've lost a fair amount of inches. I'm going to measure and see. But it's got to be several inches at least. And my ankles are like not swollen, which is super exciting. I've had swollen ankles for like 10 or 15 years, like pretty bad. And I know there's like, okay, so like chubby people have like chubby people ankles, and then there was like my ankles, which are, it's almost to the point of like, wow, what's wrong with your ankles? Like, so it's nice to finally have that problem gone. And my stomach is smaller. I don't look pregnant anymore. I just look like regular chubby person. And like I feel like my neck is slimming. Like I'm starting to be able to see like a little bit of jawline, and I've only lost 22 pounds. So it's pretty amazing to me to see these changes this quickly. I guess I didn't expect to see any physical changes for a while, but the stomach thing was almost immediate, and the ankles thing was almost immediate. That was like 2 or 3, 4 days after surgery. Like my ankles were skinny, and I was like, huh, not skinny, but much, much slimmer. And I measured those as well. I used the tape measure on my ankles, my calves, my thighs, my hips, my stomach, my like under bust, my bust, my biceps, and my wrists. And I don't think I did my neck, but I know my neck was like 18 inches. And I'll measure it again before too long to see if I've lost any inches there. So, oh, I am worried about my hair falling out, because I know everybody's hair falls out at like 3 or 4 months, and I feel like it's been really hard for me to get my protein in. Until last week I started hitting my protein goals. And so basically I went for like a 2-week period where I ate like 0 protein, very little protein from chicken broth and stuff like that. So I think that's probably going to make my hair fall out, which I'm not excited about, because my hair is not really thick anyway. On the flip side of that, I have PCOS, which creates thinning hair, so I'm hoping that when it starts growing back in, like I've read some other people's stories and seen other people's videos, and they say when their hair starts growing back in after PCOS, it actually starts growing back in thicker than it used to be before because of like hormone rebalancing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that's what happens with me. So if I go through a thinning hair period through the winter, I'll just wear a hat, and then like maybe when it starts time for regrowth, it'll be warming back up, and hopefully my hair will grow back in thicker than it is right now. That would be pretty awesome. So what else to talk about? Anything. I don't know. If anybody has any questions, just leave me a comment. I try to answer everybody that leaves a comment. Right now I have like 4 followers, so it's easy to answer everyone's questions and comments. I don't know. Everything's going great, so hopefully I can poop, and then I'll be super happy. But I'll see you guys next time in a week. Bye-bye.